Hey, thank you for being willing to be part of the Mayor's Charities Initiative, and thank you for being willing to be video interviewed as part of that. To help the people who are watching and listening to this, can you please tell us your name and the name of your group?
Yes, I'm Mark Evans, and I work for Community Transport for the Lewis area in New Haven. I'm their Contracts and Projects Manager, part of the management team.
Okay, thank you. And can you briefly tell us something about the work of CTLA?
Yeah, sure. I mean, CTLA basically exists to provide transport to people that can't use normal public transport or maybe can't drive for a variety of reasons. It may be because of personal impairments. It may be because they're temporarily impaired. I mean, you may normally have a car and drive yourself around, but break a leg and can't have anybody else to drive you around. So you might need ambulance service on a short term. Or maybe you live in an area, a rural area, where there is no public transport. And basically, we run a fleet of minibuses to provide a range of transport services to people that can't access transport in the normal way. And if they weren't to receive transport, then they wouldn't be able to do the things that we all take for granted, like get to the shops, the doctors, visit friends, take part in social activities. So they're very much at risk of becoming socially isolated and lonely. So it is very often sort of older members of the community that are particularly at risk, but it can affect us all at all ages, including young people as well. So we provide the transport that enables those people to get from where they are to where they need to be in a sort of friendly and safe manner.
And Mark, how did you get involved in this? Not so much how did the organisation get going, but how did you get involved with CTLA?
Well, I've got a long history of being around community transport in general. I mean, I actually joined CTLA when I applied for the job that I'm doing now back in 2014. But I've worked in transport all my life, and I first came across community transport as an activity when I was a university student in Birmingham back in the 1980s. I was studying for my degree in transport, and the local branch of community transport put an advert on the board saying, could you spare a few hours a week and come and help us to help people to get out and about? And I did that, and I got completely hooked. I realized first and foremost that this was an area which is so important to people's lives. Many of us take it for granted until for some reason we no longer can access transport that we're used to. And then we have all sorts of problems that we never really envisaged unless somebody could step in and bridge that gap between where we're based and where we want to be to do the things that we need to do. So I realized how important it was, and since then I've always had an interest in community transport, and even in my previous roles I've been working for local authorities, helping to plan for community transport and working with people such as CTLA and other branches around Sussex. So when I left the county council and I got the opportunity to apply for the current job, I just felt it's something I had to do.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And where's your organisation based? Do you have garages and workshops and offices across the whole district?
Well, we've got one base where all of our staff and our vehicles are maintained and kept, and that's in New Haven at the Hillcrest Centre. But our services spread far and wide. I mean, we operate throughout the Lewis district and the Wealdon district, but we also actually go into other parts of East Sussex as well. So although currently we only have the one base, our services reach right across East Sussex, really.
Okay. And how many people work with you? How many volunteers? How many paid staff?
Well, in total, if you include sort of management and drivers and passenger assistants and office staff, we've got around about 68 people, and we've got about another 10 volunteers who help us out on a regular basis, something we would like to increase. So there's about 78 of us altogether at the moment. As I say, we provide a whole range of services right throughout East Sussex with those resources.
Okay, that's good. And how long ago was your organisation set up? How long has it been in existence?
It really started around about 1996, and we've been going there for sort of about 25, 26 years now. And throughout that period, I mean, for a large amount of that time, we were quite a small organisation, just a couple of minibuses. But in the last 7 to 10 years, we've grown quite a bit to help to fulfil the need that exists. But even with 20 minibuses, and we're not the only community transport operator in East Sussex, there's still a much bigger need out there than we can all collectively currently provide for.
Okay, that brings us nicely on to my next question about how many beneficiaries, how many service users, and clearly as Mayor of Seaford, I'm interested, do you have any estimate of how many of your service users are Seaford people?
Yes, I mean, in total, we've got about 5,000 registered members on our books. And at any one time, we've probably got about half of those that are traveling regularly with us on a sort of weekly basis. And in Seaford, we've got around about 1,000 members. So it's a fair number, really. It's around about a fifth of our total membership in Seaford.
Oh, that's
Sorry,
that's a good number. So you say about, okay, can you just while that little noise was happening, can you just say again, give those numbers again, the overall numbers and the Seaford numbers?
Yes, I do apologise that my printer decided to to reboot itself. All of it sounded cool. Yes, in total we have about 5,000 registered members on our books, and of that about sort of half travel with us on a regular basis, at least a couple of times a month. And in Seaford we have about 1,000 registered members, so about a fifth of our total membership are based in Seaford, and they use the Seaford dial-a-ride. And also we operate a travel club which helps to take people out for half of 4 days, so they actually get out of their houses and they get to meet other people and socialise.
Okay. Is there anything that you'd like to tell the people listening that you think I might not be about to ask you as a question? So anything you want to tell us specifically about CTLA that would be, you know, add to what I'm asking you about?
Yes, I mean, I think there is a perception over the years that although the majority of our members are older people, because they tend to be more prone to being left alone if a partner dies and maybe having mobility issues and no longer being able to drive for medical reasons, we are an organisation that exists for everybody of all ages. So we don't feel that if you've got mobility problems and you've got issues at any age, do come and talk to us, because I'm sure we'll be able to help you. We work with people from children going to school for special needs right the way through to very elderly people. So just to tell people really, we're here for the whole community if you have difficulty using any kind of normal transport. So please do get in touch.
That's interesting to know that, because I'd assumed it would mainly be older people. So that's yeah, good to know you could cover a wide age range. So so what is the CTLA most urgent need at the moment? Is it people? Is it money? Is it a new vehicle? What kind of things?
Well, I guess like most of the people who spoke to, I suppose all of those really. But the most urgent thing, obviously money is always difficult because we are a registered charity and we don't have any regular funding. We're not part of a local authority or government or anything like that. So all the money that we have to raise to keep our buses on the road and keep serving people's needs has to come from a variety of sources. I mean, we do normal contracts for special needs children to school for the council, so we get paid for those. We do obviously get money from people travelling on our dial-a-ride services and our travel club trips, and we get grants from local councils, including Seaford Town Council, which we're very grateful for, and we get grants from all sorts of organisations that we have to apply for, but none of that is guaranteed year in, year out. We have to have a constant battle of also doing a lot of fundraising of our own to make sure we make up the difference. So money, yes, is important. If there's any way anybody can help us with fundraising or grants or anything like that, we're always happy to talk to them. But again, the other big thing for us is that we always look for new volunteers as well. So if there's anybody out there who would like to volunteer with us, we'd love to have a chat with you, no commitment. And it can be anything from driving one of our 16-seat minibuses. You don't have to have a special license, providing your normal driving license has a D1 entitlement. You can drive our minibuses, even if it's only a couple of hours a week, right the way through to helping out in the office, through to being part of our fundraising activities, whatever you can do, however many hours you can or can't spare a week. We'd love to hear from you. There's a role for you here with us, and it's great fun as well, very rewarding.
Okay, I'm sure it is. How do people find you? If you have a Facebook page, a website?
Yes, yeah, in fact, we have a website. It's all the w's.ctla.org.uk. So you can find out all about what we do on there, and there's lots of ways to get in touch with us. We're also on Facebook, as if you just put CTLA in, you'll find us on Facebook. But also we'd encourage people just to give us a call and have a chat. I mean, our number, which is on the social media and the website, is 01273 if you're outside of the New Haven dialing code, 517332. But just give us a call and have a chat, and we'd love to have you come and have a look at what we do, and come and have a cup of coffee with us and find out what you're looking for and how it can help us. So there's no obligation, but do please get in touch. And even if at the end of the day you've come and spoken to us and seen what we're doing, you feel that you're not able to help, that's fine. At least you've come and seen us and found out what we're about. And any help we can get from volunteers is always much appreciated, because it means that we can help more people than we could otherwise with just purely relying on paid staff.
Okay, and in terms of taking this forward, thank you for CTLA being part of the Mayor's Charities Initiative. And at the end of beyond the end of this month, the 5th of September, we have an event here in Seaford called Support Our Seaford Charities. We've got both Rotary clubs, the Lions Club, Bonfire Society, National Coastwatch Institution as the organisers for the event, and there will be charity stalls, and there will be other food and drink concessions, and there's a central arena with entertainment, sports demonstrations. The idea is that charities that take up a free of charge pitch can either use it for fundraising or for profile raising, and the arrangement is whatever funds the charity raises on the day, they keep. So do you think that CTLA would be able to be represented on the 5th of September?
Absolutely. We're very much looking forward to being there and meeting anybody that comes along, and so that people can find out more about the huge amount of work we do in the community to help people to avoid them becoming lonely and isolated, and talk to people about how they may be able to help us as well if they can spare a little bit of time. Yes, we're definitely looking forward to that.
Okay, well, we just have to hope for a warm day with no wind, perhaps.
Definitely, yes. Fingers crossed.
Right, but thank you for taking part in this interview. I say it'll get posted to the Mayor's Facebook, and I'll send a copy across to you, which you can then use for other purposes if you want to. So thank you, Mark, and we'll hopefully see you with some of your friends on the 5th.
Lovely, thank you.